It's Seltzer Time. What's up, Worcester? Welcome back to another episode of the Seltzer Time podcast. It's your boy Ricky, aka Dick Chuck, aka the man behind the can with Seltzer Time Official. I'm here as always with my conversation accomplice, the guy with the hunch about Worcester, Travis.
What's cracking, Fizzle Fiends? Welcome back to another episode of Seltzer Time. Glad you're here.
That's so good.
Yeah, Fizzle Fiends. I came up with that shit on the shitter.
I love that. That's fantastic.
We need a good name for the people that keep checking back into the show.
Fizzle Fiends. There we go. Take it. All right. Last week we had Mike D on, co-director of Technicopia, door guy at the dive bar, my personal assistant and saving me every single night of my life.
Your own personal hero.
Yeah, it's true. He's my little...
It was adorable watching the two of you interact together. Like, you can't see as many hugs of what happened on the... You can't hear them anyway.
Like we said, hashtag sorry, Naomi. Like, the love between me and Mike is just too hard. Hard? Strong?
No, hard, fast,
Hard.
strong. I love it all.
Hard works. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed last week. Mike hit us with a crazy vacation story, which is pretty wild. Told us all about...
Cockbaroo? Oh.
Yeah, Cockbaroo.
I don't know if you were trying to get the name again.
No, so last night, Naomi and I played trivia at Reunion in Grafton, and one of the questions, I forget what the actual answer was, but it was, what sport is a combination of basketball and this other sport did some, I forget what country it was, but they used a live duck. Like
a live duck?
Yeah, like a live duck. So, of course, she was pretty upset about the question because it's a fucking animal and it's a live duck.
Did she listen to the show?
She did.
Can we ask what happened?
Her face when Mikey mentioned the dead goat was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. It was kind of like this little eye look thing she does when somebody mentions animals in the wrong context. But yeah, it was great. I guess Mike had told her about it too, so she knew about it.
Oh, so it was softened.
Yeah, it wasn't a super blow to her ears.
Super blow. Super colon blow. Anyway.
Super colon blow. But yeah, so yeah, the guy last night, I wanted to say Cockbaroo. It wasn't that. We needed to know what other sport was besides basketball. I forget what country it was. I wish I could remember. But turns out it was polo. And it just brought back memories of
basketball and polo with a duck.
Yeah, like a live duck.
The live duck?
Yeah.
Can the duck ever win and escape?
I wish. I don't know.
That would be a way more interesting game.
Yeah, it was fucking strange, though. But yeah, so...
yeah, go listen to that episode. It was great.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for listening. Sorry it was a little bit long, but you're welcome. That's all we
Sorry
got.
for partying.
Sorry for partying.
Now, you may notice that the background is a little quieter this time. We're in a much quieter situation with a beautiful view of Worcester and the skyline. And we watched the sunset over the city today. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I thought of Mike D the entire time. The sun was going down. I love you, Mike. Sorry, Naomi. But yeah, so we officially will end Mike D talk now. This week,
you're making this guest uncomfortable.
I know. Don't worry.
You'll never be as good as our last guest.
I don't know. I feel like we're building that relationship though. We're gonna get to the point where one of these days my roommates are gonna go to leave and Joe will be sleeping on my couch and they'll be like, "What happened to Mike D?" And I'm like, "Well,
he's been replaced."
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Mike D's irreplaceable.
It's true. He is.
It's a guy with a better haircut.
Fact. 100% fact. Less nose rings too.
Nipple rings.
On that note, do you have nipple rings?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. We'll see.
Not yet. Yeah. No, I appreciate the quantifier.
It's true.
Or
You
the
might
qualifier.
get there. So on this week's episode of the Seltzer Time podcast, we have my dude Joe Jacobs of the Worcester Red Sox. Joe, what's up?
How we doing? Thank you very much for having me on. I'm honored.
Pleasure to have you. So what's up? How's life? How you been?
Doing well. Only been in or learning about Worcester for 3 months, but loving all that I've been seeing, and it's a great community. So
nice.
It's been good to be a part of.
Nice. It's awesome. So what exactly is your title with the Worcester Red Sox?
A little complicated, but it's Creative Services Specialist. No one from the Paw Sox actually came up with it. It was one of my friends. We were trying to figure out what I do because it's kind of complicated, to say the least. Some days you might see me ball boying on the third baseline in the shortstop shorts because I didn't know I was doing that. Other day, and the next day I'll be like interviewing Xander Bogaerts or something. So who knows? It's an interesting job, but that's minor league baseball. You kind of do whatever's needed.
That's rad. How long have you done your current made-up title?
So I was officially hired in August.
Okay.
August 2nd. And the president of the team actually gave it to me. And he brought me down to the dugout at Fenway, took me to a Red Sox game, and then after the game, when everybody cleared out, he brought me into the dugout and told me officially hired.
That's so sick.
That is pretty rad.
That was cool. And I had Steve Pierce's ball that was the day he hit 3 home runs.
Really?
And then he flipped the 9th inning ball. He flipped to, made a reach back, caught it. It was not bad. It was a good day.
Not bad.
That's like the best day I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, super chill about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my Beats headphones that night, though. It was kind of tough.
Oh, so it's full perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get
it.
it.
Was both.
It's all right.
Ups and downs.
We'll get you some. Hashtag
see.
Beats pod. I don't know.
They're probably listening.
Beats took us
Trey's
out.
definitely listening.
Dude, we should get Dre on the podcast
Yo, I've been trying. His people won't get me back.
next time. He threw out a first pitch at Fenway, though.
What?
He had Red Sox Beats.
Wait, Dr. Dre did?
Yeah. I think
When
it was,
was
right
this?
after. I feel like it was right after they sold to Apple, or it might have even been before. I think it was after they sold to Apple.
All right, I'll have to hit Charles up.
Yeah, I'm looking into this. I didn't know any of this.
I remember him
Was it a
standing
good pitch or was it like a 50-cent pitch?
The
50
two hop?
50 Cent's a Yankees fan, though, so that happens. You can't really count on him to throw the ball correctly.
It's true.
I know Dre had like a Sox jersey on. He had like Sox Beats.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Try to get some Sox Beats.
Ooh. All right.
All right, so
You figure you'd be a Dodgers fan.
Dre,
Anyway.
he probably is. I think it's probably some marketing thing that brought him here.
No,
but
probably.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with Boston.
Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. Either way, shout out Dr. Dre. Cool. So where'd you go to school?
Went to Emerson in Boston. Grew up in Concord, Mass, like 20 miles northwest of Boston. Shot heard around the world. That's pretty much where everyone knows about it.
Okay.
North Bridge, Henry David Thoreau. It's just where I grew up, but it was fine.
All right.
Not bad. Started high school radio there when I was a freshman. The janitor in my elementary school knew my dad, actually, and he was the assistant manager at the radio station. It is like a weird story how I got into it. But he was like, I know Joe's a huge sports fan. Like, you should come broadcast a football game. I did color analysis, didn't play football then. And so I fell in love with broadcasting at that point. I really liked being on air, and I kind of had a knack for calling games. I thought I need to find my high school mixtape of all the calls I used to do.
Like the color reel, like the highlights?
I did color my freshman year, and then I moved into like play-by-play. I was a sports director my junior year, and thankfully, actually, Concord Athletics was pretty good at that time, so I got to broadcast from Gillette Stadium when our 2 years in a row football team was in the Super Bowl, which was pretty sick. I was in like the TV press box doing that. TD Garden when our basketball team was in the state finals my senior year. That was pretty dope. LeGarrette Blount showed up to our school my senior year, actually. His eyes were red. He was a little groggy.
Yeah.
I'm not making any assumptions.
There we go.
But just leaving that out there.
That dude's
That's
name
awesome.
is Blunt.
That's true.
There's only drug testing in the spring, from what I've heard from my TV NFL reporter. So after that,
it's
you
about
can do
to be
whatever you
legal,
want if you pass,
across
unless
the
you're
country.
Josh Gordon. But it's okay.
And you cannot tell me that marijuana is a enhancer by any means.
I didn't say. All I said was his eyes red. He could have just been tired. That's all. But,
Fair.
My assistant sports director grabbed him for an interview, brought him up, and that was probably the most nervous I've ever been for an interview. But he answered all my questions well. He just gave me the basic Bill Belichick Patriot way answers, nothing crazy, but
That's
that was cool. And so from there, I was the general manager my senior year, and then used that to get into Emerson pretty much with the radio, and then I played on the baseball team. So the coach recruited me, helped me get into Emerson because I didn't have the GPA at the time, but my reel and baseball playing got me in. And then
What position did you play?
second and third, but mostly second base. I really have a noodle for an arm, so I can get it out quick at third, but you want to put me at second. It's
All right.
much easier. more of an offensive player, for being honest.
Yeah?
Not Daniel Murphy-esque, but like if you need to make a comp, might say Daniel Murphy.
Okay.
Just bad defensively, but make the plays right to me.
Works.
And then freshman year, I kept up with radio a little bit. We had a podcast with a few of my friends. I was just a producer. And then did a bunch of different TV station stuff. Emerson's different in that it's like it kind of immerses you in it. They kind of say it's a professional TV station is what it is, WBN. And so they go to the Super Bowl. I was the executive producer of 2 Super Bowl trips when I was a junior and senior. We went to
which ones?
the last 2. So I was there this February and then the February before.
So you saw the Pats win. You saw the Pats
Like
lose.
legitimate
Actually,
Super Bowl.
Did not see the game though. That's the kicker. So I say I got to go to the Super Bowl, but I flew home Sunday morning and was on my couch watching the game both years. But like I got to interview like Gronk and Brady and asked Belichick a few questions. Like James Harrison actually like was the biggest asshole, but that's fine. I should have expected that. He was, oh man, but he would not answer. He would not answer any of my questions, and like, so I'll tell you that story quick. I was sitting down for media week, unless you're like Brady or like Devin McCourty or Gronk or whatever that they have little kind of almost tables where. It's like 4 seats around, and there's one player on each side, and they have a little name card. So I got there early, like an hour before, because I knew I wanted to do a James Harrison story that day, because he's freaking James Harrison. Like I've watched that man play as long as I could remember. So I had all my questions ready, and it was just me with my camera. So I'm sitting there waiting for him to come. He sees me, realizes I'm trying to interview him, this like kid who he doesn't want to talk to, obviously, because he's freaking James Harrison. So he tells the guy who's like Adrian Waddle. No one wants to talk to Adrian Waddle. So he switches note cards with him and sits over there, so I can't talk to him. And so I have to like move all my TV stuff over, and he's just like watching me, and it was like... And then he gave me 1-word answers for everything and was just like basically get out of my face the whole time. But... I sort of made it into a story, but like there wasn't really much to go on because he basically said no on a few questions. I was asking about his workout. I got more from Gronk on James Harrison about his workout than I did from James Harrison himself about his workout stuff. Because Gronk was all like, dude, I can't lift as much as he can, bro. That man puts up weight. And I was like, all right, that's an electric quote. I'll put that in there. But, yeah. So it was a good time. It was a learning experience. I got my reps, but... I also learned through all like covering BC games, watching Lamar Jackson run all over the Eagles defense over and over and over again. Like I liked it and it was cool, and you get to be at all those games, but there's still like the 2 hours of work you have to do after the game. The media scrums are like actually kind of nuts. Like especially at the Super Bowl, there's like 30 reporters or whatever just hoarding around the guy. Like when you're watching it on TV, you only see the shot of like the close-up of the guy, and it looks like no one's really around. But there's literally like 40 people around one guy, all jostling to ask the same like 4 questions, and it's just like, come on, we can do better. So that's why I like more the media relations creation side, where I can kind of market and make my own events instead of just having to cover other people's events.
Yeah.
I've never heard it called media scrum before, but that's exactly what that is.
Dude.
That's the actual word too. They always call it the scrum, and like. I interned at CBS, WBZ, Channel 4, and I got to like hold the mic at a few, training camp scrums and whatever, and saw what that was like too. And like, it's fun, and I respect what they're all doing, and they're getting good answers, and they're grooming their sources, whatever, but like journalism was not for me at that. And there's, I don't know, just not a ton of jobs. So when I was a junior, my fall, the story, I guess, more starts in the summer. I've worked at the Red Sox since I was a freshman. Okay. I used to babysit in high school. Keep that on the down low, but it's fine. It's good money.
You just announced it to everybody.
I know I did.
James Harrison's going to listen to this and be like, what? No, is he talking shit, but he also used to babysit?
Oh, yeah.
Joe, I babysat too. Don't worry.
It's easy money. You put the kids to bed at 8:30, and then you're just watching TV till
And they always had better television than my parents did, so I got all the movie channels.
I'm 31, and I still need a babysitter for me.
Is that what happened when they...
Shout out Mikey. Shout out Naomi.
Yeah. So one of my friends who worked at the Red Sox as an ambassador knew, and the Red Sox created a job called Kids Crew, which you basically man this area in right field. And there's like speed pitch and Wii and a bunch of other stuff they can do. So I started that freshman year, did it all the way through.
Boston Red Sox or
Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
So that's like right field grandstand. There's this little like kids clubhouse area where you all the kids can go, because you can't just sit and have them sit in their seat for 9 innings anymore. It doesn't work that way. So they basically hired us. But when I was going into my junior summer, I was working there. Met another girl that went to Emerson College, and just like became friends with her over time. She advised me to take this class because she knew Dr. Charles, and at the time he was the president of the Paw Sox. And I guess he kind of uses his job as professor as like a recruiting tool.
Okay.
He's trying to see who to pick to try to like lure down there to the bucket. So
there we go.
So
Good choice of words.
I guess so. Like, hopefully he doesn't listen to this one. We'll see. But it is true. He's admitted he kind of uses that recruiting tool. But
It's smart though, dude. You're right in the belly of the beast, and you get a first-hand experience as to like who has tenacity and who's just all talk.
Right. So his first test is can you write? So he has his first essay. Like, he's very anal about all the. He's like a grammar, as he says. Both him and Larry Lucchino, the chairman, are grammarians. Like, they've made their careers off great writing and like perfect punctuation, and like if you have a misplaced comma or whatever, just go home. But it's fine.
Dang.
Like I need to work. I've been studying up on grammar books still, like White and Struck or whatever it is. Like, I'm still reading that book over and over because I need to get better. But I'm more just a feel writer. But so at that point, I had my mom reread my essay because she's a tech writer, so she's been editing my papers for whatever. But he liked it. He offered me an internship in the spring, so I started commuting down there with this other kid from Boston that went to Emerson. And kind of just technically my first role was community relations intern. I was kind of just manning the front desk, doing little graphic projects here and there once people figured out I knew how to use Photoshop. And then they figured out I could like use a camera and do a little production stuff. So we started doing every Saturday. We had a 15-minute pregame show that I would produce. So we had to interview different people or players for that. So we would do like a manager briefing every week. And as players would come in, either rehab or just regular guys, we would do different stories on them. Our best one, I think, was on hacky sacking, because the pitchers always like at 2:00 they go out and like play a little hacky sack before they got to do warm ups.
Dude, I love hacky sack.
It's like, you get good, you can play with the boys.
Really? Dude, I'm coming down.
All right.
The NHL, like hockey players play soccer. It's like they use like an actual soccer ball and like play like in the tunnel or whatever before the games. And I always thought that was so weird growing up. I'm like, why the fuck are they playing soccer? And I realized it's just like hand-eye, keep your feet loose, like. It's crazy.
I never heard soccer. Like, I had a kid that used to take a lacrosse thing everywhere we went, and he would just throw it against the wall like a tennis ball and like keep his wrists loose, but never soccer.
Yep.
That's interesting.
They usually show it on like if you want like follow the Bruins or whatever, usually it'll be like in the Instagram story or whatever. They'll show them back there kicking around.
It makes sense.
Hand-eye coordination is incredible.
Staying loose, absolutely.
I've tried and just embarrassed myself at the hacky sack. So, and you can't do it in dress shoes. That's another thing I've learned. You gotta have sneakers on.
Yeah, for sure.
I've committed a criminal sin trying to do it in dress shoes. But it's all right.
You need those big, fat, chunky skater shoes, like the Airwalks.
In high school, we used to rock like Eddies and Vans and stuff, and we used to play hacky sack. So like hacky sack always had that vibe of being like the kid who loves Sublime and fucking whatever. That wasn't me. Like, I like blink all day long. But we would go play hacky sack, and I was so good at it. But I realized I was good because, like, I wasn't that tall, so my limbs were pretty easy to move around for me. But also my shoes were so fucking thick. Like, I could like stall the fucking head, like the sack right on my leg, and like all this stuff. I could do all this cool stuff, but it was mostly just my shoes. If I tried playing now as a dude who wears mostly boat shoes, it probably wouldn't be that good.
All right, good to know.
All right,
bring out the skater shoes.
I say I'm bringing a hacky sack next time I come.
So you played hacky sack with Sox.
Basically, but then filled in as I meant, like just photo shoots for different things, community events. Made videos for the video board, all the like player lineup cards, the player intro videos, like 10-second whatever with green screen. Trying to graphic projects like the community report, different things, basically whatever they need. That's why it's creative services specialist, because it can be graphics, can be video, photography, whatever they need. But it's been fun. I don't know. I've learned a lot, and like the experience I had doing interviews with players and just being like engage with them helps a lot because I do have like a personal relationship with a good amount of the players, especially the Latino guys actually, because they're electric on Instagram because they have to post because a lot of their family and friends, like, they're obviously not coming around to see and aren't in the American media, so they post a ton on Instagram and Twitter or wherever. So they're always asking me for pics. And I've done Yuri Tavares is my guy.
Yeah.
And I'm begging Dave Dombrowski to re-sign him because he's a free agent this year. He's never gonna make it to the big time, but like, he's always he thought my name was Jake up until probably like 2 months ago, which is fine. But like, I did his engagement photos. I've done his like wedding rehearsal dinner or whatever with photography. He volunteered for the Pawtucket Halloweeners stuff. Like, I don't know. He's probably, I could text him anytime. He'd be like, "What's up, dude?" But it's fine.
That's awesome.
But going into the clubhouse is probably like my favorite part of the day. Brandon Phillips slapping me on the ass every day, even though he knows he's avoiding my green screen stuff, because he would never do the player intro video. Because when he came in his first day, Adam Lynn was still there.
Okay.
Like 10, 12-year vet or whatever he was. And he goes, "Bruh, this makes me miss the major leagues so bad. Like, it absolutely sucks down here." And from then on, I knew Brandon Phillips was going to be tough to crack. Because he's like 4-time Gold Glover, and he knows he's way above AAA.
Yeah.
And so, like, he never did that for me, but he would always just, "What's up, dog?" And I'd get an ass slap, and that was the most I got out of Brandon Phillips. Brock Holt was the same way when he was battling back from his, what was it?
Like vertigo or something?
Yeah, he basically, there's another word for it, but he basically had vertigo, and like, he was really struggling. I never thought he was going to make it back to the majors last year.
Really?
When he was playing. Because, well, one game, he was in left field, and it was top of the ninth, like 2 outs. Paw Sox up by 2. It was a fireworks, sold out night. It was like electric. We were about to win the game, and then nice fireworks show. And then it was his first and second on, and dude hits like a pretty deep pop up to the warning track to left field, fly ball, and he loses in the lights because of his vertigo, and just like falls over himself, and 2 runs score, and then the next guy hits a home run, and the Paw Sox lose. And like, that day, I was like, Brock Holt's never making it back to the bigs. So to see what he did this year was crazy. But every time I asked him for an interview, he would just run by me or walk by me. Nope. And that was it. He let me photograph him sometimes, but like, he was not down to talk to me about anything because he didn't want to talk about what he was going through. Yeah, which is understandable. And he knew he was major league talent, and like, he didn't need to be in Pawtucket. So that's why, like, I usually go for the younger guys. Like, I had a good relationship with Rafi Devers when he was down there, even though it was combined the last 2 years, 3 weeks or something. Yeah. But because of my relationship with Latino guys, like, they kind of welcomed me in. I could get them to smile for me whenever on video. And we did 2 different Spanish only interviews with them. And I did my first, Sue Lin, if he ever makes it big, I did the first English-only interview with him. But He will never make it big. Because he's so nervous. He's been there with the Red Sox for 3 to 4 years, I think. But
that long?
Well, like, Yuri Tavares he was signed at 16 by the Red Sox. And he's 26, 27 now. Wow. So, like, but Sue was signed out of Taiwan, I think 3 years ago. Worked his way up to AAA. And he was still, like, even this year, still nervous about his English. Really? But, like, he's gotten to the point where he's conversational with it, but, like, them and some of the Hispanic players don't trust it at all. That's what their big thing is. That's why they like sticking to their first language. Because it is hard. Like, we don't even realize that. At least I don't realize sometimes that, like, when I'm talking to them, they have to translate it back. And, like, I was trash at Spanish, so I can't even, like, imagine.
I failed Spanish every single year.
Do they need to speak English to be a major league player? Or
no, you don't. But, like, and Rafi still, when he's up there, he usually does interviews only in Spanish. But they're, like, supposed to learn. And they're, like, they have... That's why I think we're working with Assumption when the team gets here to have Spanish classes.
Oh, cool.
Or English classes for Spanish speakers or Taiwanese or whatever to try to help integrate them. Because it's just a hindrance when their coaches are talking to them because it's only English when they're getting from their coaches, the media. If they want to talk to them, it's pretty much English only. So that was But I had to do, like, it took me 2 weeks to get Sue Lin to do an English-only interview. Really? Because he did not want to. He wanted his translator, Mickey, who's also the man, but, like, still, it's much better when it's English-only. Yeah. So that was cool. But
that's rad.
It's all about the personal relationships you get with the player, and then they can do crazy things. Yeah. Hopefully, like, the spin bat thing you did with the Bravehearts we can bring in with the relief pitcher. We'll see.
Yeah, I did a. Oh man! So this summer I did a like the hot dogs versus pies contest. So Coney Island had me go to a Worcester Bravehearts game. Went on the field and I did like dizzy bat with one of the relief pitchers. But they told me it was gonna be like spin 10 times. We only spun 6. They told me it was supposed to be in center field. It was in like on the third baseline. So I started walking out center field. They're like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "You told me to go out here." But the only instructions I had before that were to drink more. They're like, "God, just keep drinking, you'll be fine." And I'm like, "I don't even know what I'm doing yet." And they're like, "It's fine, you'll be fine. It's fine." I had 2 beers, I was fine. But I still crushed it though. The relief pitcher, he whiffed, missed it, kept running. I hit my little bumblebee. It was like a stuffed bee. It wasn't even a ball.
Was it
which
on
was
a
good.
tee?
No, man, like just some intern like threw me a bumblebee. I didn't even know what I was getting tossed.
You dizzy bat 10 times, stand up with the bat, and get thrown a bee, and you
have
gotta
to hit it. It's
and
so
you gotta
hard.
hit it.
Okay.
And I just got like I'll show you the video. I got mad lucky, and I just like, and for everybody listening, I'll put it on our Instagram.
I was gonna say, is that gonna go on the Seltzer Time? Because it
dude,
needs
I
to.
need it.
But I ended up making contact. So what's up?
Yep.
Gonna,
Respect.
Yeah.
You got him for a slot on the.
dude, hell yeah! Put me at first because I can't move that good.
You can.
See me at first base.
You can put me at left out because that's where I should be.
There
That's
we
an
go.
old school baseball joke.
Boom. All right, cool. So that's rad. Well, you currently don't live in Worcester?
Not yet. So, still living with my grandparents at the moment, which north of, it doesn't make a lot of fiscal sense at the moment where I'm living, but live in Lunenburg with my grandparents. They have like this beautiful lake house on Lake Shirley. And they have this like bedroom I can take that I've kind of made my own since September when I had my lease expired in Boston because I lived in Boston for the last 4 years going to Emerson. And it's only half an hour to Worcester, but getting to Pawtucket, it's like an hour 15. So I'm looking for spots and currently apartment shopping in Worcester.
There we go.
It's similar to Boston. I was surprised actually, and my parents were definitely surprised to hear that it's about the same price as Boston for rent. The rents is not that cheap.
It's jumped. Yeah, it's jumped.
Brad Kane just released it in the Worcester Business Journal report that they put up on YouTube.
Yeah.
That it's $13.30 is the average price for Worcester right now, which
That's
is
crazy.
behind Boston, but it's still high with crap. I want to say it's either Lynn or Lowell as like some of the highest in the state.
Really?
Maybe it was Hingham. I don't remember what it was.
Lynn, Lowell, hang on, whatever.
I know. Well, like it doesn't make sense.
How is Lynn? All right.
It totally isn't Lynn.
Well, Lynn kind of has that, like, I mean, they're kind of where Worcester was a couple of years ago. Like, I was out there. I have a bunch of friends that live out there. I was out there maybe September.
We're talking about the city of sin here.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude,
I'm going to be proved wrong again. Worcester's already proved me wrong. Lynn might.
Lynn's on the up. Like, they have the Lynn Arts.
Beyond Walls.
Yeah, Beyond Walls, which was awesome. I know there's a lot of guys, like, did powwow and that also did that, which was
Yeah,
sick.
Ghost Beard went up over there and
Yeah,
did something.
dude,
But that's the thing. It's one big community. It's all love.
Yeah,
And
and-
like the world needs art, not just Worcester.
Exactly. And it's kind of like, to me, that's when Worcester started to change, is like when their arts community started to like come to the top. And Lynn, a lot of the people I know are in the arts community. Like my friend Brandon Gorski is part of Raw. It's like a Raw Arts. I forget exactly what like the title of it is, but he works in the arts up there, and then seeing Beyond Walls come up and just kind of watching the art community raise Lynn reminds me a lot of Worcester like five years ago.
Those dudes pulled off like a miracle this year because they had a huge storm come through like this past year for Beyond Walls.
Yeah.
And it soaked, I want to say, a good couple $1,000s worth of paint.
Oh,
Watered it all down, ruined it. They had to replace it. They still got the walls painted.
that
Like,
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, go check out Lynn. Don't live there. Like live in Worcester. So I met you probably 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Was the brew night the first time I met you? No, I met you before that.
Was it? Trying to think.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Maybe by accident. Like I walked into the dive bar once.
Did you?
And then ran into Dan from the city mayor's office.
Oh yeah.
But
Dan's
I don't know
the best.
if I ever said hi.
All right. Maybe. I don't know. Well, maybe brew was after I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was was it the jersey contest that first started it, I think?
Yeah. When we started talking about the jersey contest, you came in, met you then, and I saw you. Brew might have been like a couple days later. Actually, I think it was. That you came in on Wednesday, and then I saw you.
Oh, that was a day.
Saturday night. So you've kind of got like a little bit of an intro to the city. What do you hope to bring like to Worcester? Like, what do you, besides the Red Sox?
I hope to bring like a little creative spirit, like getting some good photos out there, getting some good content. When we do come, I hope to, by then I'll probably be, I don't know, we'll see, but more in the control room, overseeing the graphics and video presentation and audio presentation of the whole experience when you come into the ballpark. So I hope to make that as good as possible.
Cool.
Make it enjoyable for everyone, because I've sat through a few Paw Sox games and I think we could use some, like I've seen kind of where we've been and where we can go with going to the Red Sox and everything. So that, what else? I don't know. Like besides Worcester Red Sox stuff, you tell me, what should I bring?
Or it's more of like, you've been here for a couple months now. What do you think we're missing? Like, is there anything that you think can be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you bounced around.
I'll be careful with
I
this
know, we're
question.
putting you on the spot.
Oh, it's true.
What,
About, I don't know. What's a...
So
I
like,
don't know if I'll like be able to think of something as good as Seltzer Time podcast.
this thing has just been a kind of an animal of itself. I was told recently about a potential comedy club coming in, and I was like, dang, I never thought of it, but Worcester doesn't have a comedy club. That shit would be fire.
Yeah.
You guys have beer league softball?
I'm sure that exists.
So that's what I'm bringing.
They must. Yo, they got a team that plays cricket. Like, they got a team that plays...
But if Ricky doesn't know about it, it's not happening.
That's true, yeah. That's like a...
If I'm not
Somebody
seeing
come
posts
out
on
and tell
Seltzer
me
Time
that
about
there
when
is,
Dead Horse is closed, or like,
Boom.
hey, come on.
There we go. Like,
Yo, our listeners,
He's got
somebody's got to
pulse.
tell Ricky about a slow pitch beer league.
Also, not, I'm bringing it.
yeah.
But
I don't know if I want to play first base for that, though. I feel like I'll end up getting hit in the face and break my glasses.
outfield's a good spot.
Yeah, you think so?
That's because you can just
I can
track
crush
down fly
beers.
balls.
Dude,
Yeah,
I had a
crush
buddy
beers.
that would do it, and he would make sure that he could dive for him just to make those ESPN
That would
moments.
be me, but I'd lose my glasses. Plus, I don't want to spill
Yeah,
that.
you got to get those rec specs.
Okay.
Joe Kelly rec
Oh,
specs.
true.
Come on, baby.
You would look fly as hell. See, I did this. I did this a couple years back. Like, I did a work league that was beer league, and then I realized I was taking the slow pitch softball way too serious and like getting in fights with these engineers. We played with a board. I don't know if you ever played in a league like that, but there's no umpire. There's just this strike board.
Okay.
So you had to arc the pitch 12 feet high and it had to come down and hit this strike board. So I was the pitcher. To me, I don't want a high arc. I want a nice low arc because I could crack that thing. Me personally, I suck at throwing high arc. So I would throw these kind of low arc things. Well, I would get in fights with these engineers. That's not a high enough arc. And I'm like, yo. So one time I just chucked it way over the backstop, got a huge fight with somebody. I got told to go home. I'm like, all right, this is going to be the end of softball. I'm taking this way too seriously.
See, okay, so you're the muscle since you get in the fights.
Yeah.
I'm the
I'll
mouth.
put you at first base.
Yeah,
If you're the
that's what I
mouth,
play.
you have to be at first base.
You think so?
gotta chat everybody up.
That's
Get them
true.
off their game.
All right, I'm first base then.
Just
because I love talking shit. Like that's my thing.
or catcher, but you don't want to catch. That's where you
I
put the
definitely
worst
don't want
person.
to. Yeah, don't.
No, no offense to anyone who catches in beer league softball, but
Mike D. Mike D's the catcher of the Seltzer Time podcast baseball team.
who? But honestly, like it would be sick to start like a youth AAU team here, because I was talking to Counselor Rose and he has the softball team and the basketball team. He helps with different youth, and I was talking to Eric from the city manager's office. Couldn't tell you his last name. We're getting there. I'm sorry.
Check my list.
Yeah, I know. I have a running list on my phone of everyone I need to know. It's okay. We're getting there. I met a lot of people, but
Everyone you need to know. I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was just people
you're
you
on
met.
there now. I put you in. Don't
Hell
worry.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But he was mentioning like we could have different events in the community and different things, but what are we going to do to have a lasting impact? And I was like, I got to play AAU baseball as a kid, but it's only because like I mowed lawns for like 2 summers to be able to play AAU baseball. So I was trying to like, and it's very hard, it's expensive, but nowadays like not many people are playing pickup or rec league or town leagues or whatever it is, and the really way to like showcase your skills and get out there is AAU baseball. But finding a way to like integrate the players into paying for it by working at the stadium or helping out at ballpark. Also, one thing, don't ever call Polar Park a stadium. Just on a side note, Larry gets very mad. It's a ballpark. Stadium's massive. It's big, like, whatever. Sorry. Had to get that out there.
No, that's good.
When people call Fenway Park like a stadium, I'm like, it's
not a stadium.
Yeah.
It's homey, it's small, it's a ballpark. All right. I've been lectured too many times about that, but I hope
that's interesting. No. This is good. This is real good. Real quick, just not to take you off your note. AAU baseball.
Yeah.
For those of us that are not in the know, what is AAU baseball?
It's travel basketball or travel baseball. Basically, like you have to pay like a certain $1,000 to go. You have to buy your own uniforms and different things, and like you travel around to Long Island, or I've been to Cooperstown, New York a few times, played at Doubleday there, and so it's kind of you have to pay the umpires. Like it's a private league, but it's kind of like it's the I'd say it's the best like talent level you'll get in this area. I played in Clinton when I was a kid, and Acton, 2 different AAU teams back then, but like I loved it and I grew and the coaches were great, and that's where I got most of my instruction as a kid. So I think being able to have that where the kids could come in, use our batting cage, weight room, whatever they need to kind of practice, play at Polar Park potentially, we wouldn't have to have too many expenses, and then they could pay off the rest of it by working there or whatever. And based on what Eric said, like youth baseball is pretty big here, so I would like to try to start that with our whatever Worcester Red Sox Foundation or whatever our team name is.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. I'd also love to see you guys be able to figure out a way to kind of fund a couple students from the areas that can't afford a few $1,000s. But you know, there's tons of.
Well, that's what we would fund their playing in the AU team or whatever. It is,
see that sounds cool. Like I want to give opportunity to the kids.
It'd be more community service or whatever they did. Like it wouldn't be more because they don't only like. It depends on what age range we do, but like 12 to 16 or 12 to 18 is the AAU league. So we'll figure it out. But we definitely help, and that's the goal. But I gotta work on Dr. Charles about that.
There we go.
There's just that big G word that keeps getting thrown around, the gentrification bullshit, and like I can't help but think of like what kind of possibilities can we be giving kids to just to do something like that, and you throw a couple $1,000s, and my brain's like, oh no, that's bad. But if it's giving kids a couple $1,000s to potentially, inroads into a major league, then hell yeah, that's what it should be about. Sports
are big around here, especially Doherty. Like I had a roommate from Doherty when I went to Emerson, and he talked about how big baseball was here, and obviously football. I got to do the jersey contest with Tejan Vassar from Doherty, who's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see if he makes. Apparently, people talked him up to be the best football player they've ever seen out of Doherty. And there's a guy on the Denver Broncos now that went to BC, and I got to interview him when he was at BC. But he's a cornerback for the Broncos now. So.
Really?
What's his? Now you're gonna make me trying to remember his name. It'll come to me. Hold on.
All right. Well, while you figure out homie's name, we're gonna get over to the Stokes and Pokes.
All right. Stokes and Pokes.
All right. So
we might need a sting or something. Anyway, go ahead.
The last couple of weeks, we've hit you guys with an example of something we love that's going on in the city of Worcester, and then also something that we think we could kind of push in a different direction. Did you find it?
Isaac Yaidon. That's who it is. From
right.
Doherty High.
I had no idea. My roommate probably knows that. Dan's a huge Broncos fan.
Yeah, most likely.
All right.
We'll see. I think he's probably the nickel corner right now, but we'll see if he works his way up.
Oh yeah, that's rad. But yeah, so this we've kind of given a name now. Now we're stoked on something in the city of Worcester, and we also kind of want to poke something in a better direction.
Just something that can be in a better. Yeah, it could be better.
Yeah,
We're not trying to throw shade. We're just trying to say, hey, we know the city is good and it could be better.
Yeah. So, Travis, you want to start them off?
All right. So I am absolutely 100% stoked on a punk show I went to last Thursday. It was Wilhelm Scream, No Trigger, local boys. Thanks for the theme music. Sorry, we never asked for permission. Hi, John. Foxfires, Smart Bomb, and Save It. Yo, I didn't tell you that, but I went up and I introduced myself to John. We were talking for a minute, and like it was in 30 seconds. Like, hey, thanks for asking permission on the theme song. And I'm like, yo, I asked Ricky.
He told me. I saw him. I think Saturday night. It must have been Saturday because he played on Thursday night. But yeah, he mentioned that he was giving you some shit.
That was perfect.
Awesome.
Made me laugh so hard. So that show was so freaking good. It was at Ralph's Diner. Shout out to Marcus for booking that awesome show. Save Ends is a band I've never seen before.
They're so good.
Dude, their singer, or one of their singers, I should say, reminds me of my wife. It's this really short woman with long, dark hair. And like, I swear to God, it was my wife, Sarah, up on stage singing.
That's so
and
funny.
they fucking ripped.
My buddy Tom C plays guitar for them.
Oh,
and then
nice.
Brad plays, I think Brad's a guitar player for them as well.
Brad played bass. So Brad played bass for them and for No Trigger, and then he plays guitar for Foxfires.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to Brad for 3 sets in one night.
Dude, Brad Rowfest, 2018.
Yo,
Always the name drops, Ricky. I see you.
it was good seeing Josh's band as well, play the, oh my God, Foxfires.
Yeah.
He started the show by saying, I like to do a little bit of wiggling, and he came prepared. He wiggled his ass off.
I've never seen that band play before.
Yo, so like, I'm familiar with some of his earlier work, but it just, they are heavy.
That's awesome.
They're real heavy. They were definitely the heaviest band on the show.
All right.
Less punk, more like that early school hardcore.
Cool. Yeah.
Anyway, definitely give them a shout
I
out.
see that.
Check out Foxfires. Smart Bomb was pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't really know them. I like them.
That's a fucking old like legend.
So I like their other band, Outbreak, which is a ridiculously loud hardcore band.
Okay.
So I didn't know about Smart Bombs.
Smart Bomb's cool. I used to see Smart Bomb open for everybody. They were the band that played every single show I went to growing up, and they were dope.
They all, some of the other bands shouted out the drummer, Eric. And
Perkins?
yeah. And like, I'm watching him play, and I'm like, you don't play for a punk band. And it made sense.
He's so fucking good.
He's fast, boy. And he's intricate.
It's ridiculous.
No Trigger was amazing. Strader and Tom have such a great back and forth that I just like, you want to be friends with both of them.
There we go.
And then Wilhelm Scream. Although I got to be honest, they were not as tight as I've seen them. They still put on an amazing show, and they made somebody that's 33 forget that I'm 33, and I went and bounced around like some teenage idiot, and I was absolutely feeling it the next day.
That's it. Yeah, I feel that.
Yo, so sore. So, and then what I'm gonna poke at though is I don't know if it's just me, but these Worcester trash bags are getting thinner and thinner. And when I say that I'm going to poke at it, it's my fingers going through the damn thing as I'm trying to lift it out. And like my wife and I, we fill them up. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get my money's worth.
Yeah, bang for the buck.
Dude, I'm ripping this shit. And like it rips, and then the trash dudes don't want to take it. So now I'm stuck with trash on my street. And I don't want to she's like, well, you can get a better bag and then put the yellow bag. But then that's more plastic I'm throwing away. And that's kind of like the antithesis to the point.
I feel you.
Sorry, I'm whining. I always feel like I'm whining so hard with that stuff,
That's
though.
the point of the section. We're just going to point at Worcester and be like, yo, we need better trash bags.
We're paying money. Could we just get a little more thickness on that plastic? Just
Yeah,
so.
if you know that, you have to buy trash bags.
It's pay as you throw.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So when you move up here,
it makes sense.
Right.
So like, if you're going to, put out 10 bags a week, like you should be paying more. However, those bags should at least be able to hold the 3 pounds of trash or 5 pounds of trash I'm throwing in there.
yeah.
Wow.
I feel you.
All right.
That's a
good
good
to
poke.
know.
My life is hard.
Might have to live in Boylston or something. We'll see.
Dude, I grew up in West Boylston. I think we have the bags too. So Boylston might not. I know West Boylston does, for sure.
Shrewsbury.
That was such a good, like, stoke and poke. Like, you were stoked on a punk show, but then you also were, like, super 33, and you're like, these fucking trash bags.
Yeah.
Like,
All of a sudden,
I love that.
I'm an old man. These damn trash bags.
Right? That's it. Yeah. So, Joe, as a new, almost Worcester resident, what are you stoked on?
I just love the energy this city has. It's as Chase said from the city, it's a big city, small town. So everyone knows everybody else, and the pride everyone has with the Worcester Wears t-shirts they're always sporting, and just even when I don't mention I'm from this the Worcester Red Sox, I can just hear the chatter about us coming, and there was just what was it, Small Business Saturday. I was walking out of Crompton, and this older woman was talking to her daughter, and wow, this place is going through a renaissance, huh? And she didn't even know about the buzzword that's been going around the Worcester Renaissance, because I've heard that many times. But it has changed a lot from when I was a kid and like knew or had the idea of what Worcester was and like what it is, and I've just been very pleasantly surprised to all the people I've met, all the connections. Like everyone's so warm and welcoming and excited and proud to be from Worcester, and that's been awesome to see.
That's rad. What would you like to poke at a little bit?
My poke connects to that. It's more just kind of getting everyone that isn't from in and around Worcester to understand and know, and I think it's going to be a challenge for us to kind of like market. We have to more market Worcester instead of marketing the Worcester Red Sox. Like I think we have to do both, because like when people mention Worcester from where like I'm from or some of my classmates say like Worcester, like I remember going there for baseball games or whatever, and it's like it's all right. Or like you go on our Paw Sox account and like Worcester just gets shellacked by Rhode Islanders like as like a
well, we
whatever.
Stole their girlfriend, like
yeah, exactly. So they're obviously
hate is gonna hate,
right. But like we just have to. I think I don't love the rep Worcester gets outside of Worcester. Like I love what Worcester is, but I think like it's gonna be our challenge and like a little bit of the cities to try to like brand Worcester as the up and coming it city.
Yeah.
as it is.
Cool.
Just a quick thought there. Just a quick thought. Does it matter? Does it matter that that everybody else needs to know how cool Worcester is, or is it good enough that the people here know what it is and we're the ones that are changing it, and sooner or later they're gonna figure it out anyway? Just
I don't think. Well, my marketing side says we do, because we need to bring in revenue, like make sure we get asses in seats, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, if we can fill the ballpark every day with Worcester residents, I'm totally fine with that. But like, I feel like we're gonna need to pull from more of Western Mass and more Central Mass, and like up probably. We have to be careful how far we stretch our marketing to like encroach on the Red Sox. So probably till 95 about, like even 495, like.
The Red Sox feel threatened by the
It's not that we don't want them to ever get the perception they feel threatened.
Yeah,
I see.
So like
that makes sense.
We don't want to encroach on their area. We don't. So, like I think it's just kind of, I don't know. Like it's not gonna be that hard. Just showing beauty shots or all the great places around, whether it's Dead Horse or some dive bar shots. Maybe we'll see
What's
Crompton
up?
Collective, Amy Chase. What's up? But I don't know. Just kind of branding the city as what it is. I feel like more people should know about it, because like the more the merrier. But
I'm totally
I don't know,
with
unless
you.
you think it's filled enough. Like,
Oh no, I mean, there's always going to be more room, and there's always going to be more people coming in. And no, like I'm totally with you. Let's champion this damn city. That's why we kind of started this podcast. But it's more of like just a thought, and like, I don't know, is it nuts to people that can't figure it out? Like, you're lost kind of deal.
Just talking to different people that I associate with, like throughout the city, I think we literally by trying to market to other people and show other people how beautiful Worcester is, we're actually showing people who live in the city how beautiful it is. I know so many people that have no idea about Crompton, which blows my mind, or didn't know that the dive bar was there, or you know what I mean? Like these little spots, like to us, they're kind of like it's common sense. Like, yo, Worcester fucking rules, but like, duh.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I have friends who live in the city, who grew up in the city of Worcester, who don't understand that or don't necessarily believe it, because whatever they do isn't you know in that little tiny circle of people who like really see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think eventually people are going to want to get here regardless, because there's going to be so many people having a good time. They're going to be like, what the hell am I missing out on?
Yeah.
But early days, like, I don't know. I want to give more credit to the people that found them. Like, not to say that I need. Yeah, I'm by far an OG. I've only been here 5 years, but like, you know, there's a group of us that like the old school punkers, man. Like back in the day, like we came in before it was fucking cool to be here, and then we lived through the everything.
I just hope we don't get to that point with like a good Charlotte point, where it's like, yo, the first record was cool, then the second record was awesome, and it exploded, and everybody was super stoked on them, but then instantly everybody's like, nah, fuck that band. I don't like their first record. Like, I never want Worcester to be
Lifestyles of the rich and the famed.
That song was so big. Like, everybody owned that shit for a reason. I just hope Worcester doesn't get to that point where it's like the I don't want like that hipster mentality, you know what I mean? Or like that like punk rock mentality where it's like, yeah, I like them, but like I only like that first cassette that they recorded in their grandma's basement. Fuck the fact that they sold 7 of them. They were only cool when they sold 3.
Yeah.
Like I never want.
I don't know if that will ever happen though, because like as you mentioned in the first podcast, because obviously I studied, like it's a lot of the
Respect.
a lot of the like business owners that have been very successful are young and up and coming, and like they're not gonna sell out to the bigger brands, and like Applebee's or Chili's or whatever aren't gonna just move into all the places that are hip and rad or whatever words you want to call them. Just use hip and rad in the same sentence. I've never done that before.
Yo, respect.
Hip and rad though. I like that.
I got a rad hip.
Ooh. Okay.
That's stupid.
I don't know. I got nothing.
All right, so hopefully you have a stoked and a poke to share with us.
I do. It's kind of funny because my stoked actually falls into that like young business owner rad spot. North Main Provisions was opened up by Lexi and Nate. For like currently also owners of Crust, but North Main Provisions is like my favorite. It's almost like a hidden gem. You can walk in there and get like the raddest wine, or you can get like a $10 bottle of wine. I'm not a big wine guy, but it was cool to buy different aspects and kind of get like an intro to it. Cheeses, they do like charcuterie boards you can get.
Ooh, fancy.
All right, charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
But
Did you write that word down?
I didn't. No, I just.
Wow.
Yo, I love to eat though. Like,
Yo, he's got charcuterie off the dome.
like charcuterie is always on my mind. But also, so I went in there. Whoops, my bad. I hit the table.
Yeah, it's all good. We're all smacking this table.
So last week, they held a beer tasting with my favorite brewery, Honest Weight. They're out of Western Mass, which like we poured at the Dive. I think they definitely poured at Armsby. I think they're also pouring at the Fix and maybe Birch Tree. But those I think are the only spots around here that are pouring it. Their beer's awesome. Their brewers are awesome. Like everybody that works there is just fantastic. But it was cool to have a spot where you can walk in, and I mean North Main's not that big, but like they had 4 different bottles that they were tasting. Jay was out here from Honest Weight pouring, talking about the beer. Nate was working the counter. People were, you had your little 2-ounce pour or whatever. You're walking around. You could buy the bottles that they had. Nate would tell you about the cheese that pairs with it. It was just like this cool experience that you're never going to get that at like a big liquor store tasting. It's just not going to happen. That brewer is there to talk about their beer, and the person at the cash register doesn't care if you're getting if you're there, you taste the beer or whatever, then you go buy fucking Miller Lite. Like they don't give a shit. They're just there to sell. Nate cares. And so he only carries, a handful of beers. Like,
sure.
They carry True, has a slight Worcester tie. They carry Kent Falls, which is down in like southern Connecticut. Cool beers like that.
Wait, there's a beer called Kent Falls?
Yeah, it's a brewery.
I've been to Kent Falls.
Really?
It's
I've been to the brewery,
gorgeous.
but I've never been
You can go
around.
swimming in Kent Falls. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, that's a word that's a phrase I have not heard in many years.
Yeah, dude, their beer is awesome too. They do like farmhouse style beers, which all that stuff's like right in my wheelhouse. But yeah, it's Honest Weight, Kent Falls, True, which is like they do a lot of like sour beers. They're from Denver, very like metal, they like blast metal music and shit. But a couple Worcester kids moved out there and they lived there. And worked at True for a couple of years, which was sick. But yeah, so shout out to North Main Provisions.
North Main and Hyder's Mediterranean Market both remind me of like the small shops in Concord.
Really?
They're, like homey, very like old school.
I love the smell of Hiders.
Yeah. Shout out to Greg.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so what am I stoked on? I'm stoked on. Oh, that was what I'm stoked on. Oh, I want to poke Mondays.
Mondays?
Yeah, like Mondays in like the restaurant world. So
Brutal.
Everybody has this opinion of like fuck Monday, which I totally understand. But you can't. There's not a lot of places to go and like relieve that Monday stress. Like Dead Horse is closed on Mondays, which kind of breaks my heart. Simjong, like the
Dive.
The Dive. It's like a classic restaurant move. Birch Tree.
Yep.
To give their employees a day off?
No, like I get it, and like that's cool, but I just want to go eat rad food.
No, I
and drink
respect
rad
it.
drinks.
You said it. You said
every day of the week. I live a
it's
vacation lifestyle.
Restaurant tradition.
Truly do.
It's a thing. I get it, and it's cool.
Do you know why though? I'm curious. I don't know.
Because they're so busy on the weekends. I think it just kind of falls in line where it's like, yo, we get slammed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday is like their Sunday,
Gotcha.
which is rad, and they definitely deserve a day off. Just being a whiny little brat.
No, I don't mean to be poking at you, man. I genuinely didn't know.
Good. I just want to be able to go there on Mondays.
No, I respect it.
Kills me.
You're stuck going to like a fast food or
I mean, this rap like Armstreet's open on
cooking
Mondays.
yourself.
I'll never do that.
Oh, no, I do. I love cooking.
Really? I want to. I can't. There's too much going on. I got to be out just meeting the people.
Dude, you got to learn the slow cooker. Yesterday I made these bomb ass chicken wings that took all day. I just left some soy sauce, some sriracha, and some honey in a thing with some chicken wings.
All right.
Let them cook all day. They were done when I was ready.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Slow cooker for days, man.
It's hard to want to cook my own wings when I could just go to Sim John and
that's
get
the thing.
the dopest chicken wings.
I'm not going to lie. I've been craving
Fat
them.
rat. You gotta grab a
Oh,
fat rat.
dude, you gotta have Fat Rat.
I've been trying to make my own version.
Yeah?
Like, just because I like them so much, I've been eating way too much chicken. So I'm like, I need to figure out how to make this miso, soy, ginger stuff
It's
at
so
my
good.
house.
Also, real quick, shout out to Silly Goose. I don't know if you
Silly
remember.
Goose, yeah, they found
Dude, that I had this sandwich that I can only describe it as like the fucking best grilled cheese, but like with ham I've ever had in my life. I don't even know exactly what it
Missed the
was.
Silly Goose pop-up.
Oh, dude, it was so good. I think he's doing it again.
I was saying, he's not done,
No,
right?
I think it's like a couple weeks he's gonna do it for.
Okay.
Probably until it gets like super cold.
Well, I keep telling Sarah, I'm like, yo, we're going
It
this
was
weekend.
So good. That sandwich changed my view of life. I think I'm a new man.
He shaved his beard.
Yeah, that was before. That was a poor life decision. Oh shit! Silly Goose should open every Monday. I'll go.
There you go.
Boom.
But they can't at the dive.
That's true. I know that.
What are they gonna do?
I don't know. Park outside my house.
Just open up that back fence or something.
Yeah, dude. We'll just have Honest Way come out. They'll do another pop up at North Main. We'll drag the Silly Goose trailer down there, park it right up front, drink Honest Way beers while eat the dopest sandwiches ever.
Love where your head's at.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right.
giving the
We
people
got to
what they
stop
want.
doing this show at dinner time.
I know. Now I'm really hungry.
All right. We
that's
ready to
all.
wrap this bad boy up?
That's about all I got. Joe, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you
it's a
very
pleasure
much for having
talking.
me.
It was awesome.
Stoked to see what you bring to the city.
Oh yeah,
Stoked to see what you've already brought to the city.
it's been great. Community's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Excited to event. I don't know how long does it take to become a Worcesterite or whatever as an immigrant.
I mean,
So, like, to
3
me,
years?
to me, it felt 3 years before I really
Alright.
felt tapped in.
Okay.
The first 2 years, I just avoided Kelly Square and like didn't
You
really.
just gotta be aggressive.
yeah.
No, I respect
See,
you.
dude, you already know.
I
You're
respect
fucking
it. I
Worcester
still
right now.
avoid it,
You're
but-
I
fucking
know this.
Worcester.
I grew up by the Concord Rotary, which is
There we
the
go.
second most dangerous intersection in all
Really?
of Massachusetts.
I've
I
been
know
through
this- I
that.
know
That's
the
just a
worst.
big ass rotary.
But it's only supposed to be one lane, and everyone treats it as two. And
It's
then shit
not?
happens. Yeah.
I thought it was too.
Nope.
Huh.
Good to
myth.
know.
Okay.
So
I mean,
you can get in the middle of there, and everyone else will beep at you, but you're doing the right thing. Just remember that.
All right. Good to know. We should take a field trip.
No,
Nope.
No?
it's
All
all
right.
right.
Got too much shit that went on in Worcester.
That's a very
Exactly.
good point. Why leave? Yeah, shout out James Harrison. Just kidding. Shout
Shout out Sean Kemp.
Shout out Sean Kemp again. Strader is a huge fan of Sean Kemp, so Sean Kemp, if you listen, maybe like give him a follow. Hire him for a DJ event, whatever. I don't know what Sean Kemp's doing nowadays.
Play
No.
with them on 2K.
Yeah, dude, yes.
He did play for the Supersonics. I think he's on the team in 2K on
Is he?
Sonics.
Yeah, he should be.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, word.
Nice.
All right, so we'll see you guys later. You can catch Joe. Joe, what are your Instagram
Yeah,
handles?
where do we find you on the Instagram?
JP Jacobs 22. I really need to start posting more though. I should get on that.
What's
Take
the
notes.
I'll teach you.
at Pawtucket Red Sox?
At Paw Sox, you can follow us, but like, you really want to follow us at Polar Park 2021.
Polar
Facebook,
Park
Instagram,
2021.
Twitter. That's where most of the stuff Worcester will be happening. We can't really post anything Worcester on the Paw Sox page, or else we'll lose like 1 million followers in a day, and we only have 38,000. But it's all right.
Negative followers.
Right. We will go. Oh man,
We don't need
it'd
that.
be bad. So
Yeah, that's
Polar
not
Park
Yeah, you guys got 2 more
2021.
seasons
If
there.
you want to come to McCoy next 2 years, there will certainly be seats for you. That's all I'm saying. Hit me
Go
up if you want to come through, see
Yeah,
what it
get
was
in on that.
before, and then what it will be when we move. Because Larry and Janet, the 2 ballpark designers, will do an amazing job building
Nice.
this. So I'm excited.
All right, that's rad. So again, that's JP Jacobs.
Yep, 22.
All right, 22 on Instagram, and then also make sure you give Polar Park 2021 a follow, just to keep like a little bit of a heads up on what the
Yeah,
Worcester
keep
Red Sox
abreast.
are doing. Yeah.
And if you want a Worcester jersey, we're still doing that competition.
Yeah, keep on the eye.
Oh.
All you gotta do is take a selfie.
Yeah,
Mad
that's what's
people
up.
came up and took a selfie with Ricky.
I smiled a lot.
Bleh.
That day. So
I've
yeah.
been Travis. You could find me on Instagram at @HunchbackTravis.
I've been Ricky. You can find me on Instagram at DickChuck77 or Seltzer Time Official.
Yeah, you know that thing that started this whole thing?
Can't believe I almost just messed
Oh my
that up.
God. Thank you so much for listening. We're out.
We'll see you guys next week. Cheers. Sorry for partying.